They made hearts race on TV from the 70s to the 90s. But Times had its say. Ready to see how your old crushes look in 2025? To many, he was best known as a mastermind in Leverage and for his compelling work in American Crime. Who could ever forget him as John Baker on Chips or his guest turn on a Love Boat? Before cinema stardom, Robert Redford graced our television screens in memorable episodes of Maverick and The Twilight Zone, showing his early promise. Simply iconic in Barney Miller, how Lyndon's warm presence graced our television sets for generations. Audiences first fell in love with Bruce Greenwood's commanding presence in St. Elsewhere and later, The Resident. A cultural touchstone, Steve Guttenberg brought his accessible charm to the Police Academy films and Three Men and a Baby. Audiences first fell for Robert Hayes in Airplane, then he charmed us on TV's Angie and Starman. Simply iconic in LA Law as Arnie Becker, Corbin Burnson, also brought us Sykes' beloved Henry Spencer. You'll remember him as a compassionate paramedic John Gage from Emergency, and later, a recurring face on The Love Boat. His work as Dr. Stephen Kiley on Marcus Welby, MD, and in Hotel remains unforgettable. To many, Val Kilmer was best known for his Jake Spoon in Dead Man's Walk and the iconic voice of Kit in Knight Rider. Audiences first fell in love with Harry Hamlin as Michael Cusack in LA Law, and later his sharp Mad Men turn. Before cinematic superstardom, Brad Pitt graced our screens in early series like Glory Days and his unforgettable Friends cameo. To many, Eric Stoltz brought depth to Dr. Dennis Hancock on Chicago Hope and led the charge on Caprica. Generations first encountered Tom Cruise's indelible charm in films like Risky Business and Top Gun, which quickly became television staples. Who could forget Jack Nicholson's unforgettable characters, endlessly replayed on television, from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to the chilling The Shining? He defined an era with his charm on Welcome Back, Kotter, and iconic moves in Saturday Night Fever. Audiences first saw glimpses of Richard Gere's depth in early TV's Strike Force, and recently in Mother, Father, Son. He changed the game with Breaking Bad, following his unforgettable comedic turn as Hal in Malcolm in the Middle. He brought fire and heart to the screen as Lieutenant Castillo in Miami Vice, and later as Admiral Adama on Battlestar Galactica. Decades later, his distinctive voice still charmed as Father Sean on The Simpsons and Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Who could ever forget Lou Ferrigno, his iconic portrayal of the Incredible Hulk, and even his starring turn as Hercules? Simply iconic as Captain Buck Rogers, Gil Gerard brought a classic hero to television screens everywhere. You'll remember him as Detective Dave Starsky in Starsky and Hutch and the impactful TV movie Single Father. He left an unforgettable mark as Officer Jim Reed on Adam, 12, and later explored sci-fi in Galactica 1980. Who could ever forget Richard Thomas as the Waltons' beloved John Boy, or his later chilling role in Stephen King's It? Audiences rediscovered Sylvester Stallone's grit and heart in Tulsa King, a role that reminded us of his rocky power. To many, he was best known for his wild Saturday Night Live days and his witty return in Only Murders in the Building. Who could ever forget Bo Svensson bringing gruff justice as Buford Pusser in Walking Tall, or his memorable role in North and South? To many, he was best known for his heartfelt performance in Brian's Song and his captivating turn on the classic series Dynasty. Audiences first fell in love with Gerald McCraney's steadfast charm as Major Dad and his brotherly bond on Simon and Simon. It all started with a teenage Leonardo DiCaprio charming audiences as Luke Brower on Growing Pains and Gary Buckman in Parenthood. You remember him as Agent Dale Cooper in Twin Peaks or as Trey McDougal in Sex and the City. To many, he was best known for bringing wisdom to Gil Grissom on CSI and portraying John F. Kennedy in The Rat Pack. He left an unforgettable mark portraying John Dean in Gaslit and as a determined astronaut Tom Haggerty in The First. Unforgettable in Gaslit as John Dean and as the thoughtful Tom Haggerty in the series The First. You'll remember him as a grown-up Eddie Haskell Jr. in The New Leave It to Beaver and Aaron from Seinfeld. He left an unforgettable mark as Roy DeSoto in Emergency and the troubled Anthony Cooper on Lost. Once upon a screen, audiences saw him as Connor MacLeod in Highlander, the series in the epic Secret of Sahara. He brought fire and heart to television as Captain Frank Furillo on Hill Street Blues and in the powerful film Adam. Audiences loved the comedic brilliance as Jack Donaghy in 30 Rock and as Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. You'll remember Bill Pullman for his quiet intensity as Harry Ambrose in The Sinner and the President in 1600 Pan. Audiences first fell in love with Clint Eastwood as Rowdy Yates in Rawhide and his early turns on Death Valley Days. A true icon in television, Noah Waugh was Dr. John Carter for years on ER and later The Librarian. Generations remembered David Naughton from his catchy hit Makin' It and starring in the beloved sitcom My Sister Sam. Audiences first fell in love with Richard Chamberlain as Dr. Kildare and later his compelling Father Ralph in The Thorn Birds. Decades later, Kurt Russell's iconic TV roles, from young Dexter Riley to his acclaimed Elvis, remain unforgettable. A true icon in his later career, Kevin Costner brought the rugged West to our screens in Yellowstone and Hatfields and McCoys. Audiences first fell in love with Barry Williams as the ever-cool Greg Brady on The Brady Bunch, a true sitcom legend. To many, he was best known for his powerful turns as Wade Blackwood in Goliath and Bill Clinton in The Special Relationship. He brought timeless charm to Doc Mullins in Virgin River and that beloved small-town doctor in Heart of Dixie. Generations remember him from his comforting presence as Reverend Eric Camden on Seventh Heaven and his early role in Star Trek, the motion picture. Audiences first fell in love with Pierce Brosnan as the sophisticated Remington Steele, and later in Noble House. He defined an era with The West Wing as President Bartlett, and left an early mark with That Certain Summer. Audiences first fell in love with Bruce Willis as David Addison on Moonlighting and his memorable role in Friends. He left an unforgettable mark with his early dramatic turn in Master Harold and the Boys and more recently, The Chilling Painkiller. Thanks for watching. Who was your favorite actor back in the day? And was there any old school actor you wish was on that list, but wasn't? If you enjoyed watching this video, please give us a like, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button for more videos. Also, be sure to check out our related and recent videos for even more fun. See you in the next video.